Broadly, product development in asset management really covers the following, I guess, 5 elements. It starts from strategy, design of the products, implementation, post-launch product management, and also there is a client-facing aspect to it as well. So basically, you are really guiding the life cycle of a product, pretty much like a parent to a child, and making sure it continues to grow and succeed. So starting with strategy, we could be working on 1 to 5 years product strategy or a new market entry plan. Say, if we want to go to the US, what kind of products we want to bring to the US? Should we enter the ETF industry with ETF products? So that's strategy. And then for design, we would work with a number of experts to design the product structure, so the investment strategy, and also choosing the right product structure for this strategy, and also the target clients. For example, it could be a segregated mandate, or is it an ETF, so on and so forth. And also, what's the management fee that we should charge for it? And then after that, implementation. Implementation really involves a lot of nitty-gritties of project management, and also regulatory filing, and also a lot of commercial agreements that need to be in place to support the product. Now, after product launch, we are not portfolio managers, so we don't manage a product. We don't manage a product on a day-to-day basis, but we do have ongoing involvement in ensuring the product life cycle. So it's pretty much like, on your iPhone, you have iOS update all the time to make sure the products stay in sync with the market. And then it's the client-facing advocacy aspect, where we would be involved in creating thought leadership materials, going on the events or meetings with our salespeople to boost client relationships, or working with clients to design the next set of products. I think it's worth saying that every company has a slightly different definition of product development mandate. It could be just a subset of these 5 I just described, but it could also be all of those 5, but with a very specific product set. Let's say, it could just be ETF, or it could just be fixed income, for example. So from career perspective, what I would always suggest is, ask those critical questions to really assess what this role is about, and whether this is a good match to your interest and your skill set. That's what I really like about product development. There's no typical day of a product developer. One day I could be on the road with salespeople. I could be deep in research. I could be managing a big project with very tight timeline, or I could be analyzing data frantically to come up with the best pricing strategy. And therefore, it offers really a degree of freedom to organize the day. And that's what I really enjoyed about being a product developer. I think the path to be a product developer is very diverse. So personally, I started out as a salesperson, and then I moved down to operations and capital markets. And I did a bit of portfolio management as well before I found my passion for product development. But I've also seen a lot of other people around me who could have come from, investment banking, structuring desk, index providers. It could be portfolio managers, capital markets people as well, and lawyers. So I think it's really, that, like I said, the path is very diverse. It's really about leveraging your previous experience in this job to really glue the cross-functional team together. I think there are many skill sets that could contribute to a success of a product developer. But something I really like to bring up as first is, I think you really need to be able to switch between technical details and strategic thinking. Because one minute we could be a detail-oriented technician, making sure every digit is correct. And next minute we could be a visionary architect designing the next product set. So it really requires that kind of switch of mindset. And then next is you really need to be able to execute a project with kind of project management skill, because it's not unusual that suddenly we have to make a really swift decision on a product. It is a change or a launch with very little information, but within very tight timeline. So it's almost like, we're assembling an airplane mid-air, right? So the ability to very quickly assemble the right people at the right time and really coordinate that tightly is a very critical skill set for product developer. And other than that, I would say, communication skills, leadership skills, because we're really leading initiatives that's cross-functional. I think they're very, very important as well. And last but not least, I would say that because of this, it tends to attract people who are, I would say, probably analytical, I enjoy critical thinking, enjoy organizing things and people. They tend to be collaborative sort of tendency. And I think also people who are passionate about learning. I'm biased, I'm a product developer, and therefore I believe product development is at the heart of an asset management industry, because we're involved in almost every aspect of the business, as you already know. And therefore product developers, they could take a generalist path, or they could also take a specialist path. So for example, just because, we're so involved in so many aspects in the business, I've seen a lot of people move up the ladder to become the CEO of a asset management company. Some of them also become the head of business. I've seen quite a few. And others, through product initiatives, they became a specialist in some certain areas, and therefore they took a specialist path to become either, say, ESG specialist or a product specialist. And some of them also went on externally outside of asset management to become a consultant. And some of them end up working in index providers, or some of them become a self-employed product developer as well. So the path is really quite diverse as well after being a product development professional.